Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I am Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me once again. I want to get right into this. Marlan Wayans, the comedian, well-known comedian, well-liked comedian, is getting a lot of backlash on his Instagram account, I believe, because of his celebration of his son being a gender non-binary. And of course, Wayans is in support of that. He's celebrating that. He put on his pride flag and all these type of things. Okay, we're going to get right into this article. I'm just going to read a portion of the article and give you my extended commentary because I believe that there's more going on here with Mr. Wayans than what meets the eye. Okay, yeah. So let's get right into this. Yeah, he's getting a lot of backlash from fans of his. Okay, and I can understand that, but let's get into this. Pride Month has an unofficial Grand Marshal this year, Marlan Wayans. The venerable comedy star with sojourns into drama Remember Requiem for a Dream, did not expect to cause a stir when draped in a rainbow flag. He posted an Instagram tribute to Kia, his gender non-binary child. And if you don't understand what a gender non-binary is, I think that is someone who's neither male or female. They believe they believe in their mind they're neither male or female. They could be any at any time. If I want to be a male, I can be a male. If I want to be a female, I can be a female. I can be whatever. I think that's what that means. Which I can't help but wonder, man. Wouldn't you think as a parent, okay, wait a minute, something's not right, but we're going to get into that. In it, he wished his almost 7 million followers a, quote, happy pride. The post received a torrent of hate and backlash from a faction of his followers. Now, mind you, this is a liberal article that I'm reading, okay? So, of course, you're going to hear terms like hate and backlash. Anyone that disagrees with this, the LGBTQ community, if they disagree with the lifestyle, it's hate. They just hateful. It's hate speech. It's hate. So this is a leftist article. So I do read leftist articles. But I read leftist articles because I need to know what nonsense they're spitting at everybody so that I can dissect their nonsense like they claim they dissecting mine. Okay, anyway. The post received a torrent of hate and backlash from a faction of his followers, approximately 10,000 of which unsubscribed in protest. What do you think? Okay. Accusing him of everything from needing to find God to degrading the black family. In a lot of black people's minds, he is degrading the black family, according to a lot of black people, because blacks in general do not support that worldview. They generally don't. If you go all the way back into decades ago, they scorned that kind of lifestyle. But let's go on. Wayans, who describes himself as a born troll, responded by posting a second pride post, this one in a rainbow bucket hat and surrounded by colorful plastic balls. Just for the hate mongers is quoted. And I seen that. He wrote, I'm posting another. He's now posted 7 times in response to his haters, and he may not be done yet. His defiant stand on behalf of Kia and the LGBT community has attracted far more admirers than haters, however. Of course, they're going to say something like this, right? And they added, and the added attention comes at a nice moment for Wayans, whose new stand-up special, Good Grief, premiered on Amazon on June 5th. It provides a fascinating and fitting glimpse into the dynamics of the Wayans dynasty where family comes before everything. I'm going to stop right there. You guys can read the rest of the article in the description box below if you so wish. Yeah. And I just want to speak a little bit on that. Which is interesting that the article actually ends on the idea of Wayans doing this show on Amazon about family being everything, but I don't know the background of the Wayans families that much. I really don't know I know they come from a comedy background. That's about all I know. I don't know their family dynamics. I don't know exactly their belief systems. If they have any religious beliefs or whatever, I have no clue. Okay. But here's what I surmise all of this. The way I see it is he's bowing to the woke mob. That's what he's doing the way I see it. Okay. I did a video on this about a year ago when his son first came out and said he was non-binary. But he's bowing, in my opinion, to the woke mob. Now, I'm going to say this before I expound on that whole ideology there, is that as a parent, he has a right to support his son, or whatever you want to call him, or child. He has a right to support him. He has a right to do whatever he wants to do. Okay, that's his son. He's not pushing that on anyone, but that's his son or whatever, or non-binary child. That's his right. You, as a parent, dumb your children. If you want to encourage that kind of lifestyle among your children, you have that right. I'm when it comes to that, I'm a libertarian on that, because those are your children. Because the minute you start giving the government any kind of power, they're going to try to control everything. So in that sense, yes. Okay, but what you're doing in an indirect way, Mr. Wayans, what you're doing is you're sending the wrong signals. That's how I see it. You're helping to promote an ideology that is most Americans do not agree with, but tolerate, because if they say anything against it, if they express their disagreement against it, they are going to be canceled. They're going to be put down. They're going to be ostracized. They're going to be ridiculed. They might lose their job or whatever, depending on what kind of job they have. So people tolerate this kind of lifestyle because they don't want to get canceled. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to get persecuted. They don't want to be called someone that's hateful. Okay, because all these titles that the left puts on people that disagree with this kind of lifestyle are titles designed to demonize and marginalize them, make them look like evil people. All you need to do is throw a title on them. Someone who simply disagrees with a person's lifestyle, throw a title on them. Throw a title on them, right? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how people in our society can fall for that. But on the other hand, I don't think a lot of people are falling for it. Let me flip it. I don't think a lot of people are falling for it as much as the radical left wants them to fall for it. Because clearly, according to the article, when he made that, when Wayans had that pride flag on and all that kind of stuff, that 10,000 of his people of his followers unsubscribed. Okay, they unsubscribe because they don't agree with that lifestyle. Do they have a right to disagree? Yes, they do. That's part of being an American. If someone unsubscribes to your channel, people unsubscribe to mine all the time. People unsubscribe and they subscribe, for whatever various reasons. Okay, I can't control that, and I really purposely don't fully care. It is a concern, but I'm not. I'm not controlled by it, so they subscribe, they unsubscribe. But he had according to the article, over 10,000 people unsubscribed because they believe that he was promoting something that they don't support. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna stop right there. No. Even in that sense, I believe that Mr. Wayans is bowing to the woke crowd. That's what he's doing. Now, as a parent, and I'm saying myself personally, because what Mr. Wayans is pushing in these interviews is this idea of acceptance, that you're showing true love if you accept what your child is doing, even if intuitively you disagree. I don't agree with that worldview. Okay, as a parent, it is the parent's responsibility to correct behavior that they believe may be dangerous to that child. That behavior is dangerous to that child, the way I see it. And Wayans, he has a nice career. He has a good amount of people that watch him in stand-up comedy. He's successful from what I understand as a stand-up comedian, making good money and so forth. And I'm sensing he doesn't want to lose that by being against what his son is doing here. So he gives in to the woke crowd, because if the woke mob starts saying, oh, you just hateful, you just hateful, he believes that would damage his reputation among most of his fans. But I don't think so. I think they would have respected him even more for taking a stand. And let me get back to the whole idea of acceptance. Acceptance, the way I see it, in my opinion, okay, but my opinion is based on certain biblical principles. Acceptance isn't, it's okay to do whatever you want to do, son or daughter, be whatever you want to be, do in my, no. If you're living in my house, even if you're not living in my house, okay, but if you're living in my house and I'm feeding you and I'm taking care of you living in my house, I don't have to accept that type of lifestyle to love you. I can say, son, daughter, I don't accept that. I think it's immoral and you need to do this, this, and this to get it corrected. I can't make them do it. I can't take a tie iron or some handcuffs and handcuff their hands together and force them to do it. But I certainly have a right to say, no, you're not going to do that. No, not in my home. In your own home, you can do what you want to do. But as long as you're living with daddy, no, you will not do that. I never taught it. I never encouraged it. I was against it. And if you're going to bring that to me, then no, that's not what I agree with. And if you think about this whole idea, the way I'm seeing this, what this seems to suggest to me, not saying it is that for his son to do this would seem to suggest that his son more than likely felt comfortable or felt like his father wouldn't have anything to say against it, which would seem to suggest that his father wasn't really in an overt way against this whole pride and the LGBT community thing anyway. That he may not have said, I'm against it necessarily, because look at some of his films. He dressed as a female. White chicks. Some people have argued that was promoting whatever. Maybe not, But if you think about it, his son was probably like, oh, dad ain't going to say anything. I can come out and say, dad is not going to come against this. This is not going to be a big deal. And he probably felt comfortable with it. When a child, the children know. Those children know the standards of their parents. If they live with their parents, those children know the standards of their parents if the parents have any standards. And they know this, once again, if the parents don't have any standards. The children know that, okay? But the children being surrounded by all of this negativity, this immorality, this violence, this just sickness in our society, and then coming home to parents who either promote it or encourage it or never say anything against it or express their views against it, what do you think that child is going to do? If they're leaning towards that direction, they're going to be more easily persuaded to do so because their parents don't have a stance necessarily against it, whether it's direct or indirect. And that's what I sense here with his son. Okay, his son probably said, "I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it, and I know my dad don't have a problem with it." So Wayans talking about he's a troll himself. He's a born troll. I mean, man, look. At the end of the day, I just feel he's bowing to the woke mob. Okay, he's bowing to the woke mob, and he doesn't want to lose the popularity that he has by being labeled a hater. You're just a hateful person. You just this, that, and that. Look, once again, you can disagree with what your children are doing and still love them. Okay, that's what bothers me about the radical left. They say true love is accepting everything your children know. That is not true love. Love oftentimes involves discipline. Love oftentimes involves correcting certain behavior that is not right. We have been so removed from what is right and from what is wrong in this country that we don't know what's right and wrong. That's called, once again, moral relativism that became a part of our school systems in the 1960s countercultural revolution. That's where it came from. Moral relativism. There's no absolute right, there's no absolute wrong. I could go all day with that, but come on, man. This is where this came from. And this is what pervades the minds of our youth today. So it's easy for our youth to be inundated with these kind of ideologies. And if the parents don't have any stance, if they don't have a moral foundation, what do you think the kids are going to come home to? They're going to come home to an unstable environment, and then they're going to leave in an unstable and go back into a messed up, unstable environment that embraces moral relativism. No. We've been so far removed from what is right and wrong, we don't know what's right and wrong anymore. But it's by high time parents start saying, son, daughter, this is right. Son, daughter, this is wrong. And stand on that. That's what it's going to take, some inner fortitude and strength and integrity to stand on what you believe in, stand on your convictions. Because a lot of these celebrities are not doing it because they don't want to be labeled as hateful or racist or xenophobic or transphobic or whatever. They don't want to be labeled as that because they fear that would destroy their career. And I understand the fear, but your integrity you got to have that integrity. Once you give up your integrity, it's hard to come back off of that. It's hard to come back off of that. So that's my words on that. I think he's giving in to the woke mob. It's a sad thing that he's doing, but I feel that if he'd have just stood and said, son, I love you, but I don't agree with this. If he'd have stood and did it instead of encouraging something that's clearly mentally, man, come on. There's clearly something's going on inside. Something's going on somewhere. Something is going on. And I'm not going to embellish on that more and more on this video because it's going over. Something is going on. And to give into that, to feed into that sickness, I don't think that's healthy at all. But that's my word on it. That's my commentary on that. That's my opinion on that. What do you guys think about Marlon Wayans' view on this? Okay. My view is simply this. I don't agree with the fact that you saying that this love to accept him for what he's doing. No. You love them in spite of what they're doing, but you still make corrective measures. Son, daughter, I love you, but I don't agree with that. Let's get back to stable thinking once in a while, Let's get back to what's right and what's wrong and see what happens. Let's just see, But anyway, that's my word on it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.